Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and I'm getting ready to make some more of my card swaps for OnStage, and so I thought I would share with you what I'm going to make. So let's jump right in and just get started. So first of all, you can see I've cut all my, well maybe you can't see, there you can see I've cut all my little pieces. Let me show you how I did that first. So I took, and now, oh here we go, I took using the alphabet a la mode, right, all these little letters. I took it out of a piece of just basic white cardstock. I put adhesive sheet on the back, and so now I have all my little happy here that are stickers now because they have that adhesive sheet on the back. So that's how I did my letters. Then I cut, let's see if I know my colors. I have blueberry bushel, oh, crushed curry, that's good, coastal cabana, lemon lime twist, and poppy parade. And I've cut those from the perennial postage dies, and I use the second to the smallest, this die right here, and I have 5 of those cut. You can guess my happy. Let's go ahead and just do that. I'm going to put my happy right here on those, and now I believe the H has an upside or a top and a bottom. I'm not going to worry about it right now because it could flip either way, but I believe that the cross and the H should be at the bottom or the lower part of the letter, but that's just my thoughts. I'd love to know if you think different if I put them all together backwards, but or upside down I should say. And I'll show you the other ones that I've made, because of course no 2 card ever looks perfectly alike, but yeah, I think the H has a top and a bottom. Here's my little P, trying to get them centered on my little postage. I call them postage stamps, but that's, I don't know what they're called. But here we have our other P. Get it straight. There we go. And then our Y. And then what I did when I was making these, because like I guess I didn't share that I've made a few. I have 2 more to make, and then I think my swaps, my organized swaps are done. Then I'll start on my general swaps. But then I took them like this, and as you could see, I just layered them, or stacked them, I guess is a better word, and then put them under something heavy to make sure that those adhesive sheets really stick down to my cardstock. Okay, so those are set aside, ready to go. For my card base, I'm going to use blueberry bushel. My layer is lemon lime twist. I have basic white here for the inside, and then basic white for the top side. And those are just your layers. So your card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let me hit that score line here real good. Now it's nice and folded. And then my lemon lime twist, of course, is 5 1/4 by 4. My basic white is, this one's 5 by 3 3/4, so you just have your layers, nothing fancy. And then the inside is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. So we're going to stamp first of all on these 2 pieces of basic white. And for my sentiment, I'm going to use this happy birthday stamp from the Simply Said. Really, I'm only going to use the birthday. That's what we need on our card. And then I'm going to use the star from this With You in Mind. Okay, and I know I haven't showed you the card, but I guess it's going to be a surprise. So the first thing I'm going to do now, hopefully, I'm going to take the ones that I had stacked here before, weighted down before, and I'm going to take the smaller, the 5 by 3 3/4 inch piece, and just lay my happy, and it's going to go off the edge just a little bit. I'm not really getting it perfect right now. I just want placement for when I stamp. Whoops, that's not how you spell happy. That's how you spell happy, stars. And I'm going to try to get them lined up here later, but at least I know that's about how I'm going to want them on my card. So I'm going to stamp my birthday right here. And I'm going to use blueberry bushel. And that stamp, I have it on a block here. I'm going to only, and I might get my head in the camera, but I'm only going to ink up the birthday. And with this stamp set, it's very simple to do. There's lots of space between the happy and the birthday. And so double check it. And this way, by having my letters where I want them, I can get my happy birthday at the same angle, or I'm sorry, my birthday, I guess, at the same angle as my happy. And you know what I did? I wanted to leave a little bit more room hang on. We're going to try that again because I want to leave a little bit more room for a star down here by my happy birthday. So we're going to ink that up and stamp that again. Put these up maybe a little bit higher. There. Now I have room for a star here. So let's try that again. I'm going to ink up my birthday carefully not to get any on that Y from the happy and stamp that down. There we go. A little bit this way. And now I have room over here for one of those little stars. Okay, leaving my happy where it's at. That way I can see where I want my stars. And I'll show you a card at the end because on this card I'm only going to put 3 stars. I think I like it with the lesser stars, but I'll show you, not to mention one more thing quick, is this kind of has a little place, kind of like the stars not symmetrical or whatever, and it fits just perfect right there to kind of surround my happy. I thought that was pretty good deal. Then I'm going to turn my star a little bit so it doesn't look like I'm just stamping it the exact same. And then I want one up here. Oh well, anyway, so that's what I did with that. Oh, and while we got the star out, on the inside, that's all I'm going to do is stamp a few little stars. I'm not going to stamp anything, and then that whoever gets my swap can stamp what they want on the inside before they send it out. Okay, so we got a little bit of stars on the inside. We have our stars on the outside. So far, it looks like this is going to go very quick. Okay, let's go ahead and put all of our pieces and parts together. We're going to take this with the birthday and the stars and some tape, and I hope I don't run out of tape. This might be bad. Nope, look, plenty. Then we're going to layer this on to the lemon lime twist. Now, here's my reasoning, I guess, behind my card. I saw a card like this, and I'm sorry to the demonstrator. I cased it from somebody. It's not even exactly the same, and I can't remember who it was. And I tried to go back and find it, and can't even find their post. So, thank you for sharing. Sorry I can't give you credit. But I need a birthday card. My swap is a birthday themed card, and I looked, and I really don't have any like birthday stamp sets. I did think about the candles, but I don't know. I didn't have anything, so I had to come up with something, and this is how to use other pieces to get the birthday card that I wanted. I hope that makes sense. Probably didn't, but I'm going to just keep going. Hi, Lena. Thank you. Yes, very simple, very easy to mail. Hello, Peggy. How are you? Okay, so let's put some dimensionals on the back of our little, I keep calling them stamps. I think that's the easiest. That's what they look like to me. I appreciate you both watching, just so you know. I probably don't say it enough because I can't do 2 things. I can't watch the screen and make a card. Well, I probably could if I practice more, but let's just be thankful I can get the card made. Oh boy. Okay, so we're getting dimensionals, just 2 little dimensionals. And here's a question for you. Do you do your dimensionals? Some of them I do like this. I put packing tape on the front where all those release papers are, and then that way when you go to take your dimensionals off, you just roll back that packing tape, which takes all those release papers, and you don't have that big mess. I just do it on some of my dimensionals because sometimes you need that backing on there, but when you're trying to do quick cards, that's just a tip that maybe, I don't know, maybe you hadn't heard of. Okay, we're going with the H first. I'm going to just barely move these out of the way. Just barely set it down in case I need to move it. But I think we had it figured out about there. And then we'll put our little A on there underneath that star that we stamped. And then the P, and I'm going to tuck the P under the A. And like I said, I'm trying to get it so it lines up this way. We might have to move them down. I'm going to move my A down just a little bit here so it doesn't look like it's so bare. Whoop, my P is upside down. We'll put it like this. There, that looks pretty good. And then we'll put our A on there. And so, or our Y there, so it's hanging off. And I think that looks pretty good, just like that. So then I'm going to press them down so they're nice and stuck. And what do you think? Cute, right? Okay, so now we need some embellishments on there. And I don't know if you watch my videos, my go-to embellishments for something like this are stars. And I really liked those I'm going to call them Halloween stars. They were the glimmer, but they went on the retired list. And for a retired list, or for a card swap, you don't want to use anything on this retired list. So these stars, these are called the Wonderful Star Puff Stickers. These will be available very soon. They're going to be an online exclusive, but I'm going to use these instead. I'll tell you a little bit about these. They kind of feel like paper, but I don't think they are. I think they're plastic. I tried to color one with my Stampin' Blends, and then I could just wipe it right off with my thumb, which really shocked me because I thought that, you know, like a permanent marker, the Stampin' Blends wouldn't wipe off of those, but they did. So just so you know, I don't think these embellishments are, you can't color them. They're not color worthy, I guess is how to say it. So maybe that's like a plastic on there and not a paper. I don't know. They're very smooth. They're really pretty. I don't think they're pretty. I think they're fun because the glimmer ones might be pretty. But anyway, so there you go. There's our card. Nice and quick, especially since I did all the die cutting beforehand. So let me show you some other ones that I made. Same thing. I'll show you the one that has more stars on it. This one I stamped 2, 3, 4, 5 stars on it, but I think I like the simplicity of lesser stars. So you'll have to let me know what you think, if you like the swaps with more stars that are stamped. I only put 3 of the little embellishment stars on there, or if you like them with more stars. I think maybe that's the only one that has, no, this one has more stars. So I don't know. You'll have to let me know. Look, I'm almost done. I think I only have one more to make, and then I'll have all my swaps finished. Now, if you're worried, because remember I told you, oh, here's one. Look, this one has those glimmer stars on there. They're a little bit smaller, and you probably can't see the glimmer on it, but they're on the retired list. So boy, if you want those, you got to be sure and get on there and get them before they're gone. But like I was saying, one more thing I want to show you. If you watched my video last week, you saw me make this card right here, right? Used my favorite all-time item, the brush butterflies. Well, come to find out, brush butterflies have gone on the retired list. Not to worry, I have a few on my order, so I hopefully will never run out, because those might be my all-time favorite product. And I was looking, I had everything. Hang on just a second while I find. I had everything to show you how I changed my swap so that it wasn't with the retired butterflies, and I must have put it someplace really safe. Well, I can't show you, like demonstrate it for you, but I went ahead and took all those little butterflies off. Don't worry, I saved them. I'll use them on another product. But I used these little bead trinkets instead on my swaps, and they're almost as cute. The little brass butterflies have been one of my favorites for a long time, and I hope they would never leave. But now, if you want the little brush butterflies, you got to get them now, because they're on the retired list too. Alrighty, I know it was quick and simple. That's what I have for you. I'm going to go look for my little trinkets so I can fix this card too. Hopefully there's somewhere in this mess that I call a stamp studio. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here next week for 2 more. I'm going to make 2 cards next week. Will be my general swaps, and then I'll be done making swaps for OnStage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here next time. Bye-bye.